All right, let's get to Tory Lanez. A lot of you guys wanted me to talk about Tory Lanez. Like, I feel conflicted about this because, like, I don't want to have, like, my classic I told you so moment, obviously, because I already had that when he lost in a court of law. And this is more, it feels like celebrating that someone is just going to jail. It always feels weird. There's not really too much to talk about, all things considered. I guess the only aspect of it is, like, is 10 years too much? A little bit. There's one element of it that I would like to cover, actually. Here, let's just watch. I'm a hot girl, as you guys know. Anyway, let's continue.
Rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting Grammy winner Megan Thee Stallion in 2020. He's been in jail since December after a jury found him guilty of multiple felonies. Prosecutors yesterday read a statement from Megan in court. It says she has suffered every day since this incident. Carter Evans has more.
Rapper Tory Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, has now been sentenced to a decade behind bars for shooting and wounding hip-hop star Megan Thee Stallion in 2020.
Do you think the sentencing is fair?
Surrounded by family as he left the courtroom Monday, the 31-year-old's father, Sunstar Peterson, read an emotional statement to the judge. Choking back tears, the elder Peterson described his son losing his mother to a rare disorder when he was 11 years old, saying, quote, "I don't think anybody gets over that," but his music became his outlet. Megan Thee Stallion, whose real name is Megan Pete, accused Peterson of shooting her in the foot after they left a Los Angeles party. In an exclusive interview with CBS Mornings, Pete described the shooting.
Were you afraid for your life at that time?
I was really scared because I had never been shot at before.
In an impact statement read by prosecutors during the sentencing, Pete said, "He not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma."
That is the main reason why this, some may even say, that is the reason why this even happened. Because one of the wildest aspects of this case has always been the reality that Megan Thee Stallion literally fucking covered for him. Covered for Tory Lanez from the jump. Here's a tweet that I retweeted the other day. Still don't think I've ever seen self-sabotage like this before. Megan Thee Stallion didn't press charges and lied to protect them, and so he went on a strange campaign of trashing her in public, only for the state to then charge him and for it to end up like this. Never had to happen. What the fuck? What the absolute fuck? If you recall the incident, there were plenty of like, there were some inaccuracies or inconsistencies rather that the Tory Lanez supporters then weaponized against Megan Thee Stallion, which was insane because those inconsistencies only occurred because Megan Thee Stallion's original intention was to not put another black man in jail that she knows, which is crazy. That's crazy. How do you do that to a person? I mean, how do you get drunk and then, like, fucked up enough and be so ridiculous that you, like, fucking wave your gun around and actually shoot at a person? But beyond that, how do you... The music video refers to Cap, which Tory Lanez debuted on YouTube, talking about Megan Thee Stallion.
Hey, said the beef is over, that was motherfucking Cap. Don't need no fucking handouts.
My dude could not have made the situation worse. You know what I mean? Like, he could not. Even if he tried, I don't think he physically could have made it worse for himself. It's a stallion's leg. Get it? Chat? Like, it's a horse's leg. He's cutting a horse's leg. Megan Thee Stallion. HGS's Hot Girl Summer. I cannot comprehend how you can be such a pathetic, insecure, weak man. I can't. Like, it is crazy. Like, shit like this, when I see stuff like this, and I get hit by rad femmes all the time. They say I'm misogynistic, I'm a piece of shit, whatever, right? I'm a man, I'm toxic. But I understand where women, even those women who I would, you know, very much not consider to be, like, all that mentally stable, I understand where they're coming from when I see this kind of shit. I understand where they're coming from when I see the fucking internet reaction to this kind of shit. There were so many motherfuckers, especially a lot of white people, that came crawling out of the fucking woodwork to ride for misogyny. Now, of course, now that Tory Lanez is in prison, a lot of those white incels have stopped talking about it altogether. They're done. They did their war. They fought. They're done. Now the only people remaining are the Tory Lanez fans who are like, oh, this is really fucked up. We're for prison reform. Because ultimately, they didn't give a shit. All 12 of them? No, Tory Lanez, like, Tory Lanez, to be fair, and this was an aspect that I was unfamiliar with, that DJ Academics was correct on. Tory Lanez definitely garnered a lot of support during quarantine, it seems, from his quarantine Instagram live videos. Maybe even some parasocial relationships that were developed. In a written statement read aloud in court, Megan says she struggled with whether to attend in person, and her absence should not be seen as anything other than her preserving her mental well-being. She said, since Tory Lanez I've not experienced a single day of peace. Deputy District Attorney Kathy Ta read out loud. Megan said mercy is for people who show remorse, and Lanez has shown none. She thanked the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office for their support and said she wants Lanez's sentence to be a message for every woman who's a victim of violence. He not only shot me, he made a mockery of my trauma. He tried to position himself as a victim and set out to destroy my career and my soul, Megan said. He lied to anyone that would listen and paid bloggers to disseminate false information about the case on social media. He released music videos and songs that damaged my character and continue his crusade. At first, he tried to deny the shooting ever happened. Then he attempted to place the blame on my former best friend. In his tantrum of lies, he's blamed the system, blamed the press, and as of late, he's using his childhood trauma to shield himself and avoid culpability. She said that Lanez must be forced to face the consequences. She said that Lanez must be forced to face the consequences of his heinous actions and face justice. Lanez continues to maintain his innocence. His lawyers argued he has an alcohol use disorder because of post-traumatic stress disorder and an anxiety disorder, and they asked he be released from jail on probation and into a residential substance abuse program. He's just a little guy. He's just a neurodivergent, minor-coded little guy. I remember when you talked about it first and people went on a hate, toxic gossip train against you in chat. Now everyone is still. Yeah. I mean, by the way, Your Honor, he's just a little guy was unironically one of the defenses that his team used. They were like, Your Honor, he's just a little guy. He can't shoot over the big SUV. How could this have even happened? I mean, they're supposed to hit every angle they can. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what your defense attorneys do in a situation like this. And one of them quite literally was that, oh, how is he gonna see over the big SUV door? Just a little guy. People are still being misogynistic to her over social media. Yeah. And that's probably never going to stop. But hopefully there will be a little bit. Hopefully there will be a little bit of clarity for her, a little bit of closure for her. And ultimately, it'll get some of the dudes to shut the fuck up. There were plenty of people in my chat that were up my asshole. I haven't heard from them since. There was only one guy that we banned since I started talking about this that said, Hasan, you're a fucking clown ass. Last time I talked about this, there were so many chatters that were like, last time I talked about this, chatters were going fucking crazy. I 1v3'd DJ Wacademics and the fresh and fat guys. Where are they at?
He tried to position himself as a victim and set out to destroy my character and my soul.
You look great.
Thank you so much.
Prosecutors had petitioned the court for a 13-year sentence, stating that Peterson showed a lack of remorse for the crime. L.A. County DA George Gascon spoke after the sentencing.
There are many people in our community that endure acts of violence every day from people close to them and feel reluctant to come forward. I hope that Ms. Pete's bravery gives hope to those that feel helpless.
Peterson maintained his innocence throughout the trial, and his lawyers plan to appeal his conviction. For CBS Mornings, I'm Carter Evans in Los Angeles.
I think the harshness of the sentence was very surprising to some, but I keep thinking about Megan, who said people didn't believe her, guys, despite a police report, a medical report. She was humiliated and taunted. So I hope this gives her some kind of closure, too.
Yeah.
It actually blew my mind that so many people are quite literally defending this like situation where a person shot another person and they didn't kill them. So the witness, the main witness, is the victim who is alive and well to explain the circumstance. Like, I did not realize that you could ride that hard for misogyny. Okay? It's crazy. It's actually crazy. They're still just going Twitter or Shade Room comments. Yeah, I know. I have seen it. I've seen it a lot. Wild.